Hello. How's everybody doing? Been a little while. Hope everybody's doing okay. It's been a little crazy, all the energies and everything that have been going on. Um, it just keeps ramping up. I just see so many different things. It's just been very interesting. As each month goes on, it just seems like more and more things start just the reality jumping, people, depression, diseases, other people being more happy and being more open and awakening, and just so much. It just is really, it's great. It's ramping up. Let's see, in the last month, maybe, what's been going on with me? So the interesting things are, let's see, I saw a red light in the bedroom kind of flying around, like a little, just a little, like about like that, like if it was a little fairy or something like that. And I saw a blue light also. Where did I see that at? In the living room. So I saw the red light in the bedroom and the blue light in the living room. And I also saw the blue light outside, which I saw last year. I saw a blue light outside. Another thing that happened was when I go to bed at night, I take my ring and I put it up on in my closet. I've got a shelf, and so I just put my ring because I don't sleep with jewelry. It bugs me. So I take it off at night and I put it on the shelf. Well, the next day I couldn't find my ring, but no biggie. It's in the house somewhere. If it fell, it's going to be somewhere and probably in the bedroom. So I looked a little bit, but didn't look really, really hard. And then, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours later, I wasn't really worried about it. I looked again, but when I went to look again, the ring was sitting on my bed rail. So I thought, okay, because I know I didn't put it on my nightstand, because I don't do that, because I turn my fan back and forth all night long because I get hot. So I don't put it on my nightstand. But in another reality, maybe, in another me, put it on the nightstand, right? Like, interesting. A week after that, I did the same thing. And now I'm paying attention. Like, okay, making sure that that's what I do with my ring and put it up there. So I went to bed at night, put my ring up there. And Scott went to work in the morning. And I walked back in the bedroom. And I'd already been in the bedroom with the lights on and everything in the morning for, a half an hour or something. And I walked back in the bedroom after Scott left. And my ring was sitting on the stand. Like somebody had just put it there. So I'm like, okay, so are we reality jumping? Do we have borrowers? Is it little gnomes or fairies or what is it? I don't know. Also, within the last 2 weeks, Scott and I had gotten up in the middle of the night to both go to the bathroom. And you know how you kind of get up at the same time? So he'd got up, and I knew he was about to come back in, so I got up. And then I went to the bathroom and he came back in and laid down. And when I got back, the covers were upside down. So the cover was on the bottom and the sheet was on the top. And it looked just like somebody had just made the bed. And I said, Scott, how did you turn the covers upside down that quickly? And why did you do that? He said, I don't know what you're talking about. It was like that when he got in the bed. And I said, pretty sure it wasn't like that when I got out of bed, because I am up all night long, so every hour I'm probably up, so, and I can see in the dark and feel in the dark and whatever, so I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Another reality jump. So in another reality, maybe people put the sheets on top and the covers on the bottom. So a little while after that, in the same night, it got cold because we had the fan in the window. It's like 55 degrees or something like that. But I'm not cold. And I knew Scott was cold. So I just threw all the covers on him. And I got an extra cover, which is a cover I used to use all the time. And that's what I covered up with and went back to sleep. And an hour later, all the regular covers were back on me. And somebody had taken that cover that I grabbed extra and folded it up all nice and neatly and put it on the end of the bed. So, interesting. within the same 2 weeks. A lot of stuff's been going on within the 2 weeks. Some stuff had happened before, but within the 2 weeks, it's just been a lot. Also, I one day went to go lay out. So I took all my usuals, the phone. Yeah, what do you take out there? Duh. Phone, sunglasses, might take a pipe out there. Water, right? So I put the water on the TV stand because I was getting all the other stuff together, and I grabbed the water out of the refrigerator. It's about half drank water in the refrigerator, and I had one full water and one half drank water, and there was no other water in the refrigerator, but I grabbed that half out because I thought, well, I'm probably going to be out there only an hour or so. I'm not going to be out there that long, so I don't need that much water. So I put it on the TV stand, but then I forgot it. I went outside and got the chair ready and had my sunglasses and everything else, so I just left all that back out there, and then I came back inside and I grabbed that water off the TV stand, and I went outside and I laid outside for an hour. After an hour, I came back in, and that water was on the TV stand that I had grabbed an hour beforehand, and the other water is in my hand. I only took like a couple sips out of it because I really didn't need it. It wasn't real hot that day. And so I'm looking in one hand, and here's the water I had taken off the TV stand an hour beforehand, and I'm looking at the TV, and I grabbed the other one, and it's super cold. Like if you had just grabbed it out of the refrigerator. Now, mind you, it's been sitting for an hour, but not. And I went to take a drink, and it was even colder than it would normally be, probably because I was a little warm from outside. But I thought, no condensation on the TV, like it didn't make a ring. It literally looked like I had just taken that water out of the refrigerator. But I've been outside for an hour. And how did this water duplicate itself? So I went to the refrigerator, and yes, the other full water is still in the refrigerator. So you tell me how that happened. That one I can't explain at all. Like, I was outside, and I know I was outside. I mean, you could say I was sleeping weird or whatever and folded up a blanket in the middle of the night, but I've never been anybody that does anything like that. And I'm up all night, all the time. I'm up anyway. I'm not a heavy sleeper, so there's no way I could be, what do you call it when you do things in your sleep? I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, so things are ramping up. Reality jumping, other things, doing things. You can explain it however you want, but really to me, it's just showing me that everything is really happening, and everything that I'm saying is going to be happening, like, all the future, all the visions and everything that I've been seeing. And it's like I'm living in these visions anyway sometimes. Sometimes I'll have a vision or something like that, and it's like I'm really there. I don't know if I talked about it on my last video. I haven't done a video for a while. But also what was happening is we have a laundry place. You go over and do laundry and walk down. We're an apartment complex, right? So you go walk down and whatever. So I'm coming back, like when I'm putting the clothes in the dryer, and I was somewhere else. You know how you're just on whatever, and you can walk or you can drive or whatever, and you're just gone. You're somewhere else. Well, I just kept walking, and all of a sudden I looked around, and I didn't even know where I was. It was like my thoughts were like, where are you and where are you supposed to be? And I looked up, and there was my apartment number. And I thought, oh, okay, that's familiar. So, okay, I live here. And then a week or two later, same thing happened. I don't know. I disappeared again on this walk, and I just kept walking again. But the only thing that stopped me this time was I saw my brother. So it's like, so I have no idea. I don't really know. You can call it reality jumping. You can call it, there's nothing really ever going on. There's only this moment, but in this moment, a second ago, that's gone. And so now there's only this moment. So, reincarnation. I used to believe in reincarnation, but now I'm like, is it really reincarnation? I was using a light because I wrote some stuff down the other day. Is it really reincarnation, or are we just really living these other lives right now at the same time? So when I have a vision that I'm in the water and I'm looking at people in the water looking like mermaids, although I hadn't seen the bottom of their feet or anything like that, so I don't know what they look like at the bottom. But at the top, they look like people, and they're just, my kids, they're just floating around in the water like mermaids. So, are there really mermaids? Probably. I don't know. And are we living a life of a mermaid right now? I don't know. But, you know, there's just too many. I can't explain anything, and I really don't care. I just am telling you guys what is going on with me, just in case you have crazy stuff going on with you, so that you don't think you're crazy. And you can think I'm crazy, because I don't care. But yeah, it's just weird. And more and more and more goes on. And I can tell when I'm coming in and out with what seems like reality jumping, but it's probably not even reality jumping, because it's just the Matrix and nothing's really happening. And okay, let's see what else I wrote something else down. Oh yeah, I had a thought the other day. Because I'm always talking about, you know, what are you going to do new? And there's so many different things that everybody could try. Like, if you don't read the Bible, read the Bible. Not the Old Testament, the New Testament. But in saying that, there is no religion that is wrong, right? There's no Bible that is really wrong, because all these things are just tools to get us to wake up. And it depends on your level of consciousness on what type of tool that you need. So, you know, when I say don't pay attention to the Old Testament, well, really the biggest thing that stands out to me, because I'm not a Bible reader, but you know, when we went to church when I was younger and everything like that, what really stands out is an eye for an eye. Well, that's bullshit. That's just bullshit. I don't care if somebody smacks you in the face, you don't smack them back. Jesus taught you that shit in the New Testament, right? But any of it's bullshit anyway. We're not supposed to fear God. Right? God doesn't want you to hurt anybody else, and God would never hurt you. God's all about love. So anyway, so that's why I say don't pay attention to the Old Testament. I don't. Just because of that. But no religion is wrong. And if you look at all the different religions, and I haven't really looked at them, but you know, just watching the different things on YouTube and what people talk about and stuff on YouTube. And I'm not saying that everybody's right, and I'm not saying that I'm right either. I'm not telling you to listen to anybody in particular. You got to listen to your inner self. Okay? But when you listen to all the different things, there's things that are in common. You know, Muslims and Buddhists and Christians and Catholics and the Jewish people, and everything has so many things in common, and nobody realizes it. Everybody's fighting over religion, but there's only one religion. You know what it's called? Love. 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 So nobody should ever judge anybody. I mean, we all do, and I'm trying to do better. Every month I seem to get better, but it's still, man, this self-love stuff, if we really just loved ourselves, we would never judge, and we would never care what anybody's doing ever. Ever. But I'm learning. I'm learning to take care of myself. I'm learning to do what I want to do, or learning to say no if I don't want to do anything, or, you know, not just today, in the last, I'd say almost now 4 years since I've been meditating. It's a process. It's a hard process. So yeah, I don't even know what I was talking about, but try something, anything. Counseling. I'm not going to say that all counselors are great, because they're not. So if you feel like that you shouldn't do counseling and other people are telling you to do counseling, well, maybe your inner self is like, maybe not. Pray every day, every single day. I don't care who you're praying to. It's whoever you think the Almighty is. That's on you. What does my thing says? I am. What did Popeye say? I am that I am, and that's all that I am. I can't. I am that I am, and that's all I am. But that's it. You know, there's only one creator. Just one consciousness. All big, a ball of energy. You can think of it like that. One big ball of energy that spreads out and is everything that you know and see. But everything you know and see is not real here. The only thing that you know and see for real is your God, right? You are God. You can do anything. You can create anything. Just like Neo did in the Matrix and Morpheus. Morpheus was creating all that stuff. I put it to the test. I do. I put that actually to the test to see if I can do anything and everything. But you have to believe. And I try it every once in a while. I was laying out at the reservoir and it was hot. And Scott's, you know, he may think you're too crazy, even if it's your mate or whatever. So I was hot. So I just started being like, and the wind started blowing. Just wanted to see if I could make the wind blow. Then I'm like, oh, this is working. Let me see if I can make it blow harder. And it started blowing harder. I'm like, oh, this is good. I can control the wind. Now you can say it's a coincidence if you want, but I know it's not. And I'm not magical. And it's not witchcraft. Okay? These are all just gifts because none of it's real. It's like Jeannie. Or Samantha. Don't think on your nose. Wish I could do that. We can do anything. And then the other day I was like, man, we need some rain. We haven't had rain for a long time. I think we're going to need it to rain today. It was not supposed to rain the other day. But it did. For about an hour. It was interesting. So I was like, oh, coincidence? Yeah, maybe. Mom and I were out to eat at Frisch's the other morning. And, you know how you get everything and whatever. And they bring you everything and the food and whatnot. And we had coffee. And I was like, man, thinking to myself, I wish I had an extra napkin right now. You know, you can put your spoon on an extra napkin or whatever. And within 5 seconds, the waitress showed up with extra napkins. Coincidence? You can say it, but no. I know I'm God, and I can make anything happen. You're God. The other person you're looking at right now, if you're looking at somebody else, is God. We are all the same consciousness. It's all the same. Why do you think people think the same things at the same time or say the same things at the same time, especially when you live together or your family or, you know, things like that? Because we're all the same. There's only one. There's only one of us. What is us? What are we? Who are we? I am that I am, and that's all that I am. That's the only way you can explain it. Pure consciousness. You can make anything happen. This is why people even create bad stuff for themselves. They even manifest bad stuff. If you think you're going to fail an exam and it's really, really important and you concentrate on it for a week and you think you're going to fail for a week, oh yeah, you're going to fail. Because you concentrated on failing for a week. If you don't like the government or you don't like the president, oh, go ahead and concentrate on how much you hate it. Because it'll just get worse for you. If you don't like your dad's girlfriend and you keep saying it all the time, I can't stand my dad's girlfriend. Oh my gosh, she gets on my nerves. You know what? She's going to get on your nerves more and more and more. You create your own reality. People think manifestation is just about creating good things and having that Mercedes or yacht or land or all those good things and make all those vision boards and do all that stuff, which is really great. Scripting, it really is great. But what you don't realize is your thoughts every single moment of every single day create your reality and the rest of the world. You know, when people say, hey, don't put that on me, it's true. You can create bad shit for someone else too. Because you're God. Your thoughts are powerful. Your good thoughts and your bad thoughts, all very powerful. This is why, okay, you guys might think I'm a little weird, but I don't have pap smears and mammograms anymore. I haven't had them done for 5 years probably. Why? Because, hey, guess what? Do we have any other pre-tests all the time except for cancer? Hey, go make sure you don't have breast cancer. Hey, make sure you don't have prostate cancer. Why? Because it's big business and big pharma. Get cancer. How many people do you think didn't have cancer? And somebody diagnosed them with cancer, but they didn't have it. And they concentrated on having it for so long, weeks, months, years, that it actually gave themselves cancer. It happens. Placebo effect. Everybody's known about the placebo effect freaking ever since I was a kid, right? Why do you think the placebo effect works? Because your mind is the most powerful thing there is. Your mind, our God consciousness is the most powerful thing in the world. Nothing more powerful. What else? What else is there to try new? Well, how about all the videos on YouTube? All the spiritual videos, all the different people. There's so many. There will be somebody that resonates with you. There's old and young and different nationalities. And I'm telling you, if you just sit down and start watching different people or listen to different people talking, then somebody's going to resonate and you're just going to start waking up. Neville Goddard, back in the, I don't know, 40s maybe, started talking all this stuff, spiritual stuff. And Neville Goddard, this is way back. I mean, this has been going on for a very long time. It's just the world hasn't picked up. A lot of people, it takes a lot of people, and nobody has been picked. I mean, we tried to have a spiritual revolution in the 70s too, but it didn't happen. But guess what? It's happening now. So, Alan Watts, I haven't really watched him, but Scott watches him. I did watch him the other day, and it was really good what he had to say. He reminds me of what Neville Goddard says. Who else? There's so, I always talk about Sadhguru. He's awesome. And Mooji. I love Mooji. Mooji Baba. Mooji Baba. Esther Hicks. She channels Abraham. There's so many people. I mean, I can I can envision all these people, but I can't think of. There's Aaron Daughtry, I think is his name. There's another Aaron. I can't think of his name, but his father was a minister or a preacher or something like that. So he grew up religious, and then he was doing modeling and he, different things and whatever. And he just talks about how he has switched over because we're all vain, right? Or we start out that way, or we try to be that way, or, whatever. But we, you want your Lamborghinis and who knows what different, Sri Akarshna, what did they used to call him? The guru with the Lamborghini. But then he got rid of that Lamborghini. The more and more you wake up, I mean, and I'm not saying having things and having money is bad, but when you start waking up, you're like, why do I need that crap? I mean, do I want? I want houses everywhere is what I want. I don't even care if there's no furniture or no ceilings or walls or anything. I just want to live outside. I want to be able to travel everywhere around the world. I don't want these stupid borders. I don't want to have a passport. I just want everybody to love each other and just travel and stay and be and tent. And, you can give me a mansion and you can give me a bunch of land and I'll put a bunch of houses on it with my family. And that would be great too. But who really cares? Because there's only this moment, right? This moment. Be happy in this moment. Yeah, you just have to start trying things and see what works. Get up off all the other meats and just do mostly fish and chicken. And I'll tell you what, that'll start changing. Get off I know you're going to think this is dumb, get off the fluoride. We don't do fluoride. I use Hello toothpaste from Amazon. I think Walmart has Tom's or something like that, which I haven't tried. And then I do bottled water. I mean, I cook with regular tap water, but I don't drink out of it or anything anymore. But fluoride clogs your pineal gland. And how many things clog your pineal gland? I don't do garlic and I don't do onions anymore because they also clog your pineal gland. There's just so many different things that I do and don't do. Again, essential oils in my conditioner, essential oils in my body wash. Smoothies in the morning now. That cachava was awesome, but it was expensive. So now I just put some different green stuff and fruit stuff and whatever, but it still makes you feel so much better to get more of that in your system because I'm just not a big eater period anymore. So it's like, so I'll have the smoothie in the morning. I don't drink as much tea anymore either. I used to drink lots of tea all day long and stuff. But now it's like the smoothie in the morning. And then I might get hungry anytime between 12 and 3. I may or may not eat, but I might. But if so, and I'm not real hungry, I'll just try to eat some fruit. But it can be what I've been doing. I'll tell you what I've been doing lately is I'll open up a can of salmon. And then I'll just keep that for the whole week if I get hungry. And so, 5-6 crackers with salmon. No mayonnaise. It's dry. Need lots of water, but it fills the void. And then I just cook dinner. We eat dinner at any time between 5 and, 6 or so. And I haven't been snacking at night, really, like after we eat dinner. Sometimes I haven't been that good, and I'm not really trying to. The more you stress yourself on trying to eat properly and do things and, whatever, if you just start a little bit at a time, just, little of this, little add this, take away that, whatever, it really is not that difficult. A year later, you're just so much different, just because you've done a little bit and then you did a little more, try some meditations, try some guided meditations. A lot of people say, oh my gosh, I can't meditate. I can't quiet my mind. I can't meditate. I'm sorry. That wasn't nice. Yes. Scott said that too 4 years ago. That's why guided meditations, and he needed guided meditations. Other people like me and mom and other people, we can just sit and listen to music or not or whatever, and you can just go off and meditate and go somewhere else or whatever, But guided meditations are awesome. Again, Sri Akashna, Muji, Sadhguru. Sadhguru has a great Kriya. And I am not the body, I am not the mind. And he just keeps saying that. And I have been using that off and on throughout the years, but I've been using it more lately for my pain. Like if I'm in pain, I'll just sit there. You have to believe it. Okay. It takes some time to really start believing these things. I can say all the shit that I want to say, but do I 100% believe everything? No. But it gets better each month and each year, the belief in it, right? Now, when I 100% believe that I'm God and that I am you and you are me and you have no choice to change because I want you to change and I want the whole world to change, that'll be a whole different story. I'm not at that 100% right now, but I'll get there. I'll be there by 2025 at the latest. I'm telling you, I know. I got off on a tangent and I don't know what I was talking about. The Kriya. So I do it for pain, and then we went swimming at Sierra, she had just filled up the pool and the water was really cold. And I kept trying to get in and I couldn't. I tried a couple times. I just, on the ladder. So finally, you know, I have to lay out in the sun and get hot enough and then, and then you can get in. But still, trying to get in, it was really cold. So I just was like, I'm not the body. I'm not the mind. This water is not cold because there is no water. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not the body. I am not the mind. And I walked right in and I didn't even feel the water. It didn't feel cold. I didn't feel water. It was, and the next thing I know, I'm in it. So there's something to all this. Sri Krishna has a weight loss video that I like to do, but it's so much more. It really is. So if you can find that, that's really good too. It's because he has you visualizing. It's breath work, which really, really helps. So you're doing ab work. So you're doing abs, I can tell you that. Scott and I do this for like 6 weeks, and your stomach will just look different just from just sitting like this and doing this with your abs. I mean, you got to push in, push out, whatever the fuck. But yeah. So let's see. What else? Self-love meditations. Everybody should really be doing those. They are all over YouTube. And affirmations. For a while, I was like, I don't need affirmations. I'm one of those people, you know, we're all like this, right? And then I found some people that I really liked that resonated with me. And so now I listen to affirmations and different people, and the people that didn't resonate before, they kind of resonate now. So I just wasn't at that moment needing that, or wasn't ready for it, or, you know, sometimes things don't resonate and then they'll resonate later because you just weren't meant to. It was just for later. It's just the way it goes. You know, you can just, it's all in God's plan. Say it however you want. It's all in the universe's plan. Okay. That's just, most of the time, it doesn't even matter what you do because it's all going to be in the plan regardless. You know, bad people can be bad, but you know what? It's all in the plan. People are mean to you. Bad people are bad because other people are supposed to learn lessons, and those people themselves are supposed to learn lessons. So everybody is in your life to learn a lesson. You know, when I was younger, and I'm energetically attracted to people. Physical attraction, okay, you know, when you're younger, yes, maybe, I don't know. I don't think I've ever really been like that, though. I don't think I've ever been that physically attracted person to people ever. I've always just been energetically attracted to people. But anyway, I'm just like all the other women and people out there. When you're attracted to someone and you think you're supposed to be with them. But now I realize, no, people are in your lives for certain reasons and certain lessons. So you're not supposed to just be having sex with someone just because you feel like you've known them all your life when you first meet them. So who knew, right? Like you just, oh, I feel like I've known you forever. Let's get married. And not everybody does that shit, but I'm just saying. There's something in my tooth. That's why I'm like, I don't want to see her. It's an orange peel or something. Yeah. So no, we're not supposed to be mates with people just because we feel really close to them. We're supposed to be with them because they are in our soul family, probably. But I mean, the things that I've learned are just really interesting. I'm glad that I started meditating because there's no way that I would have never understood myself or other people this much. And I thought I knew myself pretty well, and most people and things, and I'm totally wrong. I am unlearning everything that has been learned throughout my life because it's all bullshit. So the programming, I am reprogramming. I'm reprogramming myself so we can reprogram the whole matrix. Okay. Let me see if I wrote down anything else. I think that's all I wrote down. Yeah, I think that's all I wrote down. But really, what do you have to lose by trying something new? What do you have to lose by turning on tones for an hour while you're playing your video games, right? Because you're not doing anything else. So hell, you ain't got nothing to lose if you're sitting there doing nothing. And or if you're just sitting outside chilling like we do, on the little porchy decky thingy or whatever, what do you have to lose by turning on some affirmations and sitting and listening to affirmations? What do you have to lose by just going outside and being in nature instead of sitting in the house playing video games or on the damn TV, watching TV all day, every day? Not all day, every day, because most people work, but I'm just saying. If you're still watching the news, stop watching the news. It's all bullshit anyway. And the more bad shit they can put on there for you to watch is going to have you thinking bad, and you're going to create more bad shit. So stop watching all the news. Just don't do it, period. I haven't watched news if it's on somewhere and I'm at somebody's house and I happen to catch it, okay. But other than that, I haven't watched news in 3 years. Probably longer. Everybody else can tell me what's going on. I don't care. But the more you watch it, the more you're enthralled in the bullshit. And government's stupid anyway. It's all stupid. I'm going to make it change. It's all going to change. Not just me. You, me, all of us avatars. We're going to change this whole earth because I'm fucking sick of it. I hate to say that. That's so judgmental. That was bad right there. See how I do that shit too? Ugh. But don't get upset with yourself. If you're judgmental, it happens. Sooner or later, you'll just stop. What else? Anything else? Anybody? Anything we should talk about? I was going to record last year and make some videos last year when we went on our trip. So we're getting ready to go on a trip in a couple weeks. So I will try to do it this year and really actually do it, which would be really cool. I know I'm going to probably do some exercising and dancing on the beach and whatever, because I got to, that's my way. The ocean just pulls out shit. It pulls shit out of you. So the more you can sing and dance and be in it, in the water, it's really going to help. So I'm going to work on myself. Very hard, but not very hard. Does that make sense? It's like I work very hard on myself, but it really isn't hard anymore. But starting was. Well, no, starting wasn't. Introducing things and sticking to things. Introducing more. So just actually sticking to stuff is a little difficult, but you can do it. We can all do it. And then you'll start healing yourself. I think in a couple more years, I'm not going to be taking my thyroid medication anymore. So that's getting better. Hell, I might just stop taking it. Who knows? That's the only medication I take. So, well, my stomach. I've had stomach problems ever since freaking junior high. Now I know it's all because of awakening stuff. I already know now, because you take in other people's stuff and... yeah. What else? Maybe this year, it would be nice if we could start little groups and go out to the reservoir and have people go out and talk and stuff. Maybe after vacation. I haven't seen anybody. I don't really know too many people that are in Urbana or Springfield that might want to get together once a month or so and just talk about spirituality and the Matrix and things that are going on and all the woo-woo stuff. But that's something I want to do, is get together with other people and help others and have them help me, and that's about it. So, alrighty guys, this was so much longer than I intended for it to be, but I hadn't done one for a really long time, and I've been wanting to do one, and a lot of weird shit's happening. And again, if anybody wants some kittens, they're 3 months old now. I have 2 boys that are orange, and I got this little beautiful girl calico. And you can have some of the big ones too if you want them. Anybody want some bigger ones? I got 2 that are a year and a half old, and then their mom, because she had 2 litters, so she's calico. But I love animals, I really do. I just don't like litter boxes, and I'm about sick of it. I just want all animals to live outside, and they can come visit. That would be great. You know, we should all be free. My cats go in and out, so they're pretty free. But everybody should be free to do as they choose. Animals, people, trees, everything should be free to do as they please. All right, guys, I love you. Take care of yourselves, and I know it's been crazy. It's going to get crazier. So work on yourselves. If you see that bad things just keep happening to you, diseases, keep hurting yourself, pain, keep having a lot of bad luck, your dad dies, then your uncle dies, and then you get in a car wreck, and then you lose your job. And if a bunch of stuff starts happening all at once, that means the good Lord is trying to get you to change and trying to get you to do something new, because you're not. So if a lot of bad stuff starts happening, that's because your inner self wants you to wake up, and so you need to be doing stuff. And I'm not saying anything in particular. I'm just telling you what works for me. And it's been pretty magical. It's cool. I like it. I'm not going to say I'm anywhere close to being there yet, because I'm not. I don't think we'll ever be there. There's so much more to learn and work on, you know. But I'd like to be about 90% there, you know. It'd be nice to not judge and never get angry and never be hurt. Right? And the more people that want to do this, it has no choice. It's just going to happen. The whole world is just going to be like it. Everybody can say the world's getting worse and it's doing this and doing that, but okay, whatever. I can see the Matrix. I'm not going to buy into it. I'm not going to buy into all that bullshit. Yeah, we have all these different natural disasters and pestilence and all these things going on. But of course we do. It's just like if it was a movie or a book or a video game or whatever. It's the Matrix. It's not real. You don't have to buy into it. It doesn't have to affect you. I love you. Take care. See you next time.